When you read the history books and you find mythical figures like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, or Winston Churchill, you feel as if they're independent people, as if they have thoughts of their own and they're acting naturally, and the decision that they make are at least somewhat their own. But in recent time, I realized that, at least in 2024, it's not the case. Almost every single politician just reads from a prompter. Everything is managed. Everything is handled by PR teams. And I'm pretty sure Trump campaigns this as well. But there's a difference, like when you manage a campaign and it's so obvious that everything is managed versus when it at least looks grassroots. So on one hand, you have like Donald Trump going onto stadiums and everyone is cheering and applauding, and you get to feel the energy. And this is like not something particular to Trump himself. Bernie Sanders had something similar. Even Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, like all of these people, they had that authenticity to them. Even though I'm sure they also had earpieces and they were also managed by PR teams to a certain extent, at least it felt natural. But everything about the Harris campaign seems managed. Like for instance, you have her going at these big events, right? And it feels as if the people turned out there in order to see Kamala Harris talking. But then you realize that, oh, it just so happens that a famous person was also at the event. So usually like a famous singer or a superstar of some sort. So now it's kind of hard to tell, like, were the people there to listen to her speech or were the people there to listen to the musician, right? You don't get that with Trump. Like, there are events where just Trump goes there and he's alone. But what's also interesting is the whole thing surrounding this, right? So, again, I've said this a lot of times, but in case you're new to the channel and you've never heard my opinion on it, it's just bizarre. It's weird, as the Democrats likes to say it. It's weird that in the same day where on Twitter Joe Biden assures people that he is going to run, he steps down. Also on Twitter, like not on an actual public official notice. It's like being dumped by your wife that you've been with for the last 4 years on a text message, right? So like he dumps America on a text message. His staffers find out from Twitter rather than himself. No one gets to vote on the Democratic primary because the dropout was so late. So, you know, if someone wanted the Bernie Sanders or an AOC, tough luck, you're going to get Kamala. But the most interesting part is that they haven't spoken about policy at all. And people have pointed out that up to this date, if you go on Kamala Harris's website, you will find a lot of things that she says about Donald Trump. You will find a lot of things about her saying on how to donate. But there is absolutely nothing about policy. And the only explanation for this is that they want to use the media, they want to use the television to keep propping her up, to keep, pushing her and fill up the airtime in order for her to get donations. And if she was to talk about policy, then the donors would get remorse, right? Like some donors may choose not to donate. Especially like we saw with Joe Biden with the Keystone Pipeline. Like the people that were doing the Keystone Pipeline felt betrayed when Joe Biden took away their jobs the moment he got into office. And I think like this is what may actually happen here. Like some of her policies may be so unpopular that her campaign is actually afraid of expressing them in fear that they will lose donors. But in this video, I actually did see her talk a little bit about policy, like the closest we get. So let's listen to it and then we can comment.
Because while our economy is doing well by many measures, prices for everyday things like groceries are still too high.
This is mind-boggling, isn't it? Right? Like the economy is going well by many measures. The people don't care about your measures. And this is a conversation I had with Dev. This is a conversation that many people try to have with David Pacman and many others. It's absolutely bizarre. Like, what people care about is the grocery bill. Like, sure, you know, on television, they can say that the economy is going great, and maybe it is, but, like, if it's not visible in your pockets, why would you care? I don't care if companies are making money hand over fist. I don't care if politicians have like 4 yachts and 5 private jets. I don't give a shit. What I do care is when I go to buy diapers for my son, I want to make sure that I can afford them.
You know it and I know it. You know, when I was attorney...
I find it difficult to believe that she knows it, though. I think she has enough money so that she doesn't really experience it. I may be wrong on this, but I think like when you have the net income of a politician in the United States, you don't really care if the economy is this bad. Like it would have to get so much worse. And even then, even if it gets so much worse, you're still taxing people. You're still taking their money so you can get paid. So like, yeah, I don't think a politician actually knows unless they're an outsider. Unless they're like someone from the public and they're running for the first time.
General, I went after price-fixing schemes. And when I am president, it will be a day one priority to fight to bring down prices. I will take on big corporations that engage in illegal price gouging. I will take on corporate landlords that unfairly raise rents on working families.
Will she take on AOC for selling some of the most expensive t-shirts? Would that fall under price gouging?
I will take on Big Pharma and cap the cost of prescription drugs for all Americans.
But like, here's what I don't get, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. Joe Biden is still in office, right? Like, why doesn't he do it now? Like, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. If anyone can make sense of this, please let me know in the comment section. It's not just like their party is in charge. She is the vice president. Like, she can pick up the phone and ask Joe, hey, can you fix this? She can do it literally right now. Why is she acting as if she's like some random citizen that is upset about the prices and managed to somehow get enough funding so that she runs for president, and these are the promises that she gives to the constituents? Like, does this make any type of sense? It's literally their administration. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I do get that left-leaning ideologues like to pretend that they're revolutionaries and they're the underdog because that's what it works. But it's very difficult to pull it off when you're actually in power. Like wait, it's not that, again, I just want people to understand. I'm not saying that the Democrats are in power. I'm saying that she's the vice president. or is she, you know what? I think I know what it is. Like maybe she's trying to imply that her and Joe have a spat, right? Like she goes to Joe and she's like, Joe, Big Pharma is crushing Americans. Please pass this bill. And Joe goes, "Nay," like a horse, high on ivermectin. And basically, she just can't get it passed. But once she's president, right? Once she is president, then she will pass everything. Because like there will be no Joe Biden to stop her from fixing the economy. Yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. Let me know what you guys think, though. And as usual, I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.